Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Saturday, August 20th, around 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2022. Where there's smoke, there's fire. You're looking at the North American smoke map, and holy macaroni, northern Canada is choking out, as well as the Northwest. But the big story, climate whiplash. Southwest swings from drought to flood. Keep calm. It's boom time. Let's check out the article. Threat level. These hazards may affect both desert landscapes and major cities such as Phoenix and Las Vegas. Here's the big picture. The drought conditions, which have eased, will make it difficult for the ground to absorb moisture this weekend, leading to flash flooding. The local forecast discussion, the National Weather Service cited unusually high levels of atmospheric moisture moving through the Four Corners region with up to a 70% chance for locations to exceed the 10-year rainfall event. That increase to 90% probability by Saturday as the heaviest rains will shift to New Mexico and western Texas. We'll get to the full forecast as a multi-day storm could drop up to 6 inches of rain in the American Southwest. And it could, well, hit us as well. We also have tropical storm potential here with cyclone number 4. And that's going to move up into the Texas Panhandle, which has already been hit by heavy rains in recent days. So we could see some moderate flash flooding here. Tropical storm conditions are expected across portions of northeastern Mexico and southern Texas this afternoon and evening, where a tropical storm warning is currently in effect. Potential tropical cyclone 4. So heads up there. All links will be below if you're in that region to keep yourself abreast. Now, why are the Colorado skies hazy? And is this fire local? Well, we'll give you all the details in just a moment. And this is why the skies are hazy over Boise, Idaho as well. And new mapping puts the Quartz Fire at 800 acres in West Glacier Park. A new update on the Quartz Fire in Glacier National Park shows the blaze stands at 800 acres. It was reported earlier at 500, but fire managers say the first infrared flights overnight on Thursday are providing more accurate mapping. So let's take a look at the fire and smoke map coming from AirNow, fire.airnow.gov. And this is a great map because you can pan out and see the big picture in North America. You can see all the major wildfires. If you come over to the right side, there are layers that you can click and add satellite detections. You can add all the sensors so you can see where this data is coming from. But we usually erase all that because we just care about the fires and the smoke. And you can see where the heaviest smoke potential is. Northern Idaho, western Montana, probably pretty hazy up in these regions. Also around this fire here in the Sierra National Forest, Medford and south, pretty hazy conditions. It appears as if half of the country is suffering from smoke haze. And that's typical of an August, but this is a really big area up in Canada that is completely choked out. And this isn't a new phenomenon. This happens every summer. So we're just giving you the tools that you need, and the links will be below to fire.airnow.gov, the fire and smoke map that's interactive and easy to use. The GFS model is showing potentially some moisture for that area where these fires are. Nothing in the west. Take a look at that. California and Oregon staying dry as a bone, where the big winner for the next week is going to be Texas, which is in severe drought in many regions. So this is going to be a big reprieve. Heavy rain is going to be in southern Arizona as well. Almost the entire state of New Mexico also, except up in that Aztec region, which is the northwestern corner. But the southeast as well, and the entire south is just going to be banner in the moisture, with the big winner chicken dinner here near Alabama and Georgia. They're picking up to 12 inches of rain here in the southwest. So heads up there. As we take a look at the GFS model showing some hurricane activity, take a look at this baby coming in maybe first week of September on the model. Headed right towards central Florida. Boom! That looks like a Cat 5 right in there, actually. But that probably won't happen because, well, because it's so far off in the models. But it looks like the tropical system is picking up here. We can see another little tropical wave moving up, maybe potentially towards the end of August here in the Gulf. And so heads up, we are still in the tropical season, which is peaking right now into September. And so we'll keep a close eye on the tropical forecast for you as we move forward. Seismic update, no quakes of note. All is quiet after the solar storm that fizzled is ending now. But we just had a CME passage moments ago, and we'll show you that in just a second. Worldwide Volcano News Update. All is quiet on the volcano front. We do have aviation color code raised to yellow at Ta'u volcano in the Samoan Islands, but this is not a particularly dangerous volcano for humanity. It's just a shield volcano and would be effusive lava similar to Kilauea. No explosions there. So that's good news. As we come over to Iceland, which has been simmering down, take a look at the vent live. Almost no splashing. And let's listen to some audio. That's mostly wind. So the Iceland eruption is a dud right now. And there has been some large seismicity, but this is far away from the eruption site. Maybe this could be a new site where some more magma could be coming out of the ground in the near future. But at Fagradalsfall, the volcanic tremor, you can see, has dropped off the cliff in the last, 48 hours, straight down. So that could be the end of this eruptive phase, potentially. Now let's talk about the solar storm that could, but wouldn't. KP5 over a 30-hour period was the peak of the storm, and it has since dropped off the cliff, as well as the power on the sun. None of the sunspots are reacting. X-ray flux back into the B range. And here is the total picture of that geomagnetic storm for all K indices at all locations. And nothing very spectacular. But there were some perturbations to the grid and other services, and we'll get to that. But I want to bring your attention here to Discover Solar Wind, where another CME passage just occurred. So we've got a major shift in the phi angle, bump up in density. Plasma speed popped 100 kilometers per second there to 600. A little pop in temp and a little perturbation in the BZ. So another CME just affecting Earth. That could bring us from KP1 maybe back up to 3 or 4 at the next phase here. So keep a close eye on that. And let's talk about some of the effects of the overall geomagnetic storm, which lasted for about a day. There was a Netflix outage where apps stopped working for movie fans in a mystery global outage. Can you believe that? No one knows why. There were fire that shut down Bowline power generators in Haverstraw. First responders converged to the Bowline plant Thursday after an electrical fire broke out at the power's generator along the Hudson River. Workers were evacuated after an electrical fire and small explosion at the West Haverstraw power plant. I wonder what set that off. Fire in several breakers at the Gen-On Bowline power plant. It was in the breakers. I wonder what could have set that off. Maybe the aurora set it off. The aurora lit up the sky during this geomagnetic event, and the aurora also moved further south, as predicted. Here's some absolutely spectacular pictures from Bob Farmer Hines up on the space station, taking shots, beautiful shots of planet Earth, which is curved, by the way, because it's a sphere. And here we can see more of that curvature and the aurora. Beautiful. Now, we are done the cycle, so it should get very quiet on the sun for about 3 weeks until it ramps up again. And we're going to predict that next ramp up will be in about 3 weeks. So stay tuned for some more accurate forecasting in a few weeks. Now, meteorite hunters find what is believed to be pieces of the big Utah boom. A meteorite and sonic boom over Utah that just happened about a week ago. Well, there were some meteorite hunters that went out there to Utah after the meteor shot across the sky with the sonic boom, and they found this piece. Fantastic. They'll probably sell it on eBay and become millionaires. Now, debris from the most spectacular comet outburst may explain its perplexing behavior and be visible in telescopes. In 2007, the coma of Comet 17P Holmes briefly became larger than the sun. Take a look. This is after the sudden outburst in 2007. The coma of the comet. Whew, say that 5 times fast. Now, the coma of the comet was gigantic. And why? Well, because this is an electric comet. And so, pretty fantastic. When the faint comet 17P Holmes erupted with the brightest cometary burst ever observed in October 2007, astronomers watched in awe. It wasn't the first time this underwhelming 2.1 mile wide comet did it. In fact, the icy ball was discovered thanks to a similar outburst back in 1892. Now, debris from the 2000 comet, which at the time created a coma wider than the sun, and they're claiming this is debris. Not so. It's actually plasma and electrified atmosphere. But that's for a whole different podcast. Just an amazing comet, and it could come into view soon. So the best time to look for this comet is after August 22nd to avoid interference from the bright moon. And amateur astronomers, well, they have a chance to see this baby. So click on the links and learn more if you're interested in electric comets, especially 17P Holmes, which after August 22nd will be viewable by anyone with a telescope. Now, take a look at this coin they just found. Pretty fantastic example of astrotheology in ancient history. Here we see the moon in Cancer. And astrotheologically, that happened a long time ago, 144 to 145 CE. We would have seen the moon in Cancer. And so this is just proving that thousands of years ago, our society was using astrotheology on coins, for goodness sakes. And this is things that aren't taught in schools. And this is ancient wisdom that is being lost and has been replaced by the nonsense woke culture garbage that's currently in public schools. Now, good news, Canada to launch digital identity program. Yeah, that's amazing. That's not like the mark of the beast or anything. They don't want to track every single move you make. But after the failed COVID passport, this is the logical next step. Yep. Trudeau is pushing for the Great Reset at any cost. Canada will impose a federal digital identity program to help the World Economic Forum develop a global ID system. Now, heads up, resist. One of the ways you can resist is by coming to the 33rd Annual Crestone Energy Fair. I'll be on the regenerative stage Sunday at 1 p.m. with food security solutions. And I have a headache because I just got teeth pulled. So I'm going to wrap this up quick. And that's a boom to knowledge. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share this with like-minded people and become a hero. Share this video. Be safe. We love you. And that's a boom.